In this video we're going to look at the discriminant of a quadratic. So if our quadratic is written in this format, ax squared plus bx plus c, the discriminant, given the symbol, let's just get the pen working, shall we? Given the symbol delta, is equal to b squared minus 4ac. Now the discriminant can tell us some interesting things about our quadratic. One of three things can happen with the discriminant. Firstly, the discriminant could end up being a number greater than 0. If this is the case, we have two real solutions. So if we were to graph that, our quadratic would come through and cross the x-axis twice. The second thing that could happen is the discriminant could equal 0 exactly. That means there is one real solution. And if we were to graph that, lost my pen for a second. If we were to graph that, our quadratic would come down, touch the x-axis once, and then start returning up again. Or, vice versa, it could come up from below, touch, and then go down again. And the last thing that could happen is that the discriminant could be a number less than 0. That means there are no real solutions. In this case, if we were to graph it, our graph would never cross the x-axis. Let's do an example. X squared, whoops, that was funny, let's try again. X squared minus 3x plus 5. In this case, the discriminant equals b squared. Now b is minus 3, so b squared will be 9. Minus 4 times a times c. So 4 times 1 times 5 is going to be 20. So that is going to give me negative 11, so there are no real solutions. Now let's have a look at that graph quickly with the graphing calculator, the graphics calculator, and see if that is indeed the case. Okay, so if we go to the graph section and we enter that particular quadratic, so we go x squared minus 3x plus 5, and we draw that, we can see that the graph turns around, the vertex is there, it's not even getting anywhere near the x-axis. I might just make y scale a little bit higher so we can see that more clearly. Go back and draw it, and as you can see, that graph turns around before it touches the x-axis.